Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the John Lewis Memory School. Get ready because today we are diving headfirst into one of the most clever, kind of weird, and absolutely brilliant rescue missions in the entire world of chemistry. So, how in the world do you give a rock a bubble bath? And more importantly, why would you want to do that? Well, to get rich, of course. It sounds a little nuts, I know, but this exact technique, called Froth Floatation, is like an industrial-scale treasure hunt that lets us pull precious minerals out of worthless rock. Let's dive in. All right, every great rescue story needs a hero in distress, and of course, a villain holding them captive. Well, in our story today, the valuable mineral is our hero, and all that worthless rock it's trapped in. What we call the gang, that's our villain. Now, here is the secret sauce, the absolute key that makes this entire rescue possible. Our hero, let's call him Zinky the Sulfide. He absolutely hates water. He's hydrophobic. But our villain, Gary the Gang, oh, he loves it. He's hydrophilic. And this one single difference in their personalities, well, that's the weakness we are going to exploit. So let's really zoom in on this, because this is the whole shebang right here. Understanding what makes something hydrophobic versus hydrophilic isn't just, some boring science behind the process. It's the entire plot of our story. So picture this. Our hero, Zinky, is basically wearing this magical, waterproof superhero cape. Water just slides right off him. It's an incredible power, and it means that while he can't stand H2O, he is more than happy to stick to other things, like oil and, as you're about to see, air bubbles. And then, on the other side, you've got our villain, Gary the Gang. And his fatal flaw? He just can't get enough of water. He soaks it all up, gets all heavy and soggy and waterlogged, and it's this love for water that's going to drag him right down to the bottom, totally defeated. Okay, we know the hero, we know the villain, and we know their secret weaknesses. It is time to start mixing the ultimate rescue potion that's going to set our hero free. Let's check out the recipe. First things first, our hero is trapped inside that rock, right? So step one, we have to crush the ore into a super fine powder to literally break down the prison walls. Step two, we mix that powder with water and create this murky soup called a slurry. And now for the really fun part, step three, we add the magic ingredients. So the first magic ingredient is the collector. But really, just think of it as an oily invisibility cloak. We add something like pine oil to the mix, and it goes out and finds and coats only our hero, Zinky. This makes him extra hydrophobic. So water repellent, he's basically invisible to it. But it makes him super, super sticky to air bubbles. Now, every hero needs a getaway vehicle, and that vehicle is a bubble. But listen, we can't have those flimsy, weak bubbles that pop in a second. No way. We need a strong, reliable escape fleet. And that's where the frother comes in. Think of it as super bubble juice. It helps create a really thick, stable, long-lasting layer of froth on the surface. Uh-oh, plot twist. What happens when the ore has two different valuable minerals inside? Like, what if our zinc sulfide is trapped in there with lead sulfide? We can't just let them both grab a bubble at the same time. That would be total chaos. We need a smarter plan. And this is where things get really clever. We bring in a special ingredient, the depressant. It's basically like casting a wait your turn spell. We can add a chemical like sodium cyanide, and it basically tells our hero, Zinky the Sulfide, hey, you just hang back for a minute. This stops him from attaching to a bubble, which lets us rescue the lead sulfide first. So cool, right? It's how we can separate multiple good guys from each other. The potion is mixed. The stage is set. It is time for the grand finale, the climax of our rescue mission. Everybody get ready for the great escape on the bubble elevator. Okay, here comes the action. A giant paddle starts stirring the tank like a massive blender, while at the same time air gets blasted in from the bottom, creating this huge storm of bubbles. Our hero, Zinky, wearing his oily cloak, sees his chance and grabs onto a passing air bubble. And that bubble, it's like his own personal elevator, lifting him up, up, up through the water to join this rich, bubbly party at the top. Meanwhile, poor, soggy Gary the Ganju, he's just too heavy and waterlogged. He can't catch a ride, and he sinks helplessly to the bottom. And victory. All we have to do now is just skim that beautiful, mineral-rich froth right off the top. Our hero is safe, he's concentrated, and he is free from the clutches of that villainous gang. Mission accomplished. That was awesome. You have all just mastered the art of the mineral rescue. Now, to make sure this amazing knowledge sticks in your brain for good, it's time for the Grandmaster's Rapid Fire Review. First up, let's meet the usual suspects. This whole process is the go-to VIP treatment for sulfide ores. You're going to see it all the time for things like zinc blende, galena, and copper pyrite. These are the all-stars of froth flotation. Okay, ready? First question. What is that fundamental principle, the main idea that makes this whole separation even work? Yes, different wetting properties. That is it. The simple fact that one thing hates water and the other thing loves it. That is the crucial point. Perfect. All right, question number 2. What was the name of that special potion ingredient that we called the oily cloak for our hero? The collector? You got it. It collects our hero and gets him ready to grab onto that bubble elevator. Fantastic. You're on a roll. And for the final question, what do we call that super bubble juice, the stuff that makes sure our getaway froth is nice and strong and stable? It's the frother, of course it is. You guys have got it. You are all officially froth flotation experts. Amazing work. Seriously, you've all done an amazing job. But before we go, I have one final question I want you to think about. So, we successfully rescued our hero, but what about the villain? In the real world, huge amounts of this leftover rock, it's called tailings, it all piles up. And honestly, it's a major environmental challenge. So my question to you is, what should be done with it? Drop your best ideas in the comments below. A huge, huge thank you to Memory Grandmaster John Louis for these incredible techniques, and of course to all of you for joining us. We'll see you next time for another mind-expanding explainer right here at the John Louis Memory School.